All right, hello, my wonderful students. This is part one of simplifying radicals with two variables. So now we're back to square root here. So the square root there it doesn't have the index of 3 or 4. It just has an index that's not there. So usually, just like we said before, when there's no index, we have to pretend there's a 2 there. So we're going to break everything down so that we can simplify it in terms of squares inside. So we have the first thing that we have to do is we have to break down our 128. So we're going to go ahead and break that down there. And the easy way to do it, remember, if we see that we have an even number there, we can always divide it by 2 first to see what we get. This one, we know it ends up being 64. And we could continue dividing by 2 if we wanted to keep going. But you know what? This one we know because we can see that 64... the square root of 64 is 8, so we know it's 8 times 8. And because we're doing square roots, we have our pair already. So we are kind of already done with this one. If you wanted to break it down even further, you could into 2 times 4. And then, that's an ugly 2. 2 times 2 for each of these. 2 times 4. And then 2 times 2. And we would have 1, 2, 3 sets of 2. Would be the same thing, well, plus the extra 2 here. But we're just going to keep this one here, and we're going to move on to the variables. Where our first variable is x, they can't really be changed. Well, it can, but it's just x to the first power, so we can't really split it up. It's already in its prime. And then we have our y's, which is y to the fourth power, and we're going to split it up because this is basically y times y times y times y. So we're going to rewrite this as a square root of 2 times 8 times 8. So remember, we're using these ones here. And then we're going to do, same purple, times x times y times y times y times y. Extend that there. Move a little bit over so you can see. Now we're going to combine everything. So I'll do this one in orange. So we're going to combine these two here, and these two here, because this is a... it doesn't have the, remember, the index there, so we're going to pretend there's a 2. So we got to get it in pairs in order to get out. And I'm going to put all my pairs in front. So I'm going to have the square root of 8 squared times y squared times y squared. And that gets rid of all these. And I'm going to leave the 2 that are left over in the back, times 2 times x. So when I simplify this, all the ones that have the power of 2 are going to come out. So we're doing purple. This comes out as 8. This comes out as y. This comes out as y. And everything that doesn't have a 2 here would not come out. So it'd be 2x inside. And then we have y times y. So we have 8y squared radical 2x, or square root 2x.